All right, people, here we go. Welcome in. It is now a Wednesday, January the 22nd. It is 2020. It is another stellar edition here, one of the most profitable editions, one of the most profitable shows you will see across the internet, because Lord knows if you hear it on the internet, it's true. We are talking about the NBA tip-off show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com. The panel is growing here, guys. It is huge today. So is the NBA card. And we've got, of course, Dr. Chuck over here, who is flaunting over a pretty good deal right now. Dr. Chuck NBA is his code. It's $3.99 for the season. It's normally, I believe, $500, $800, $900, $6,000, whatever it is. You're going to get him $3.99 every play for the season. The entire season through the finals for Dr. Chuck at SportsMemo.com. Below me, you got Ski, our man Ski here, WagerTalk.com. Every one of Ski's plays, 7 days. That's right. Count them. 1, 2, 7. 7 plays all week, $69. Simply go and Ski, $69 at checkout. Of course, that is normally $6,000, so that's a hell of a bargain. And then, of course, there's Tony Finn. Hanging out with us in a side chat room right now. This is a first. We're going to bring him in here. How about Rob Vino? Rob Vino over at SportsMemo.com. Rob, always a pleasure to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by.
Glad to be here this afternoon, Joe.
Great. Well, it's very good here, guys. I was going to go ahead and of course, try to fit him in, but for time restraints, I said the hell with that. So we're going to let Dr. Chuck leave us, and then we're going to bring Rob Vino into his spot. So watch the magic of television. It's going to be great here. But let's dive in, guys. We are loaded on the card. I will just first and foremost say that the show yesterday, although it was limited, Ski, myself there, Tony Finn, was the doc on here? I can't remember. He's just so forgettable. But what I'm thinking is that we all talked about the first half on the Clippers. And then we all talked about, at least I know Ski and I talked about the under. Was that correct? Was there anything else we missed there, guys? Anything?
Well, we liked the Lou numbers, but he went 4 for 19 and he fell short.
That's correct. Yes, yeah, we went under with those, so that wasn't good. But it was a Clippers win, and that number continued to get blown out of the sky last night. So Tony Finn picked the University of Miami over Duke. I told him not to, but that's a different story, a different day. Let's kick off here with game number 1 here tonight. We'll go around the horn. Doc, since you are the $3.99 man here, code Dr. Chuck NBA, talk to me about this Sacramento-Detroit game, top of the card here, my friend. As I look, I'm looking, and it says here the latest line is Detroit sucks. So it almost a pick 'em here at home against Sacramento. 222 is the total. I'm seeing 222.5. Talk to us, Doc. Where are you going in this Sacramento Kings-Detroit Pistons game?
So, I mean, as soon as this game popped, I was pretty excited to hammer on the Kings. I like the Kings aspect of it for multiple reasons. In addition to fading the Pistons, I understand now, with discussing off air, that I see why it is slowly moved. It went pick 'em. A couple books had some Kings -1, and then Bagley was announced out, and some books are inching back that other way. Any of the -1s I think are gone, and pick 'em is only available there. I still like the Kings. 2 reasons. So Bazemore's going to play, and the Ariza-Bazemore trade is probably pretty unheralded trade, and we're hoping we get a lot better stuff going on before February 6th. But Bazemore, he didn't really work out a ton in Portland, but he's an up-tempo guy. He's good on defense and offense, especially in a fast-paced offense. It's going to be a lot better than Ariza. I don't really like the fact that there's no Bagley or Holmes down there. It's going to be Dedmon and a bunch of letting Drummond get all the boards, so they're going to have to put a lot of shots in. But
that's if Drummond plays.
That's if Drummond plays, and I assume he's questionable as well. But it's just he had a tooth knocked out, and it doesn't sound like he's got a concussion. So I doubt that he sits. But definitely the second half of that game was pretty ugly, and I assume up until tip-off, which is what I was saying, D Rose and Drummond could be in discussions all the way up until tip-off of this game, and are definitely going to be going somewhere, along with probably Galloway, probably Morris at some point. And so you wonder the motivation. They are at home, and had gone on the road a little bit, but I also think, so I guess maybe it's in flux. Reggie Jackson may or may not play. I know if he does play, he's on a minutes restriction, but I think he's going to come in and blow everything up there. Take D Rose out of the role that he's been excelling in recently, and I just like everything about this matchup on the Kings, even if Bagley's not playing.
All right, took us a while to get there, but I think you're on the Kings. Is that correct? Is that where we're going there? Okay, Kings it is. All right, good. Let's go, Ski. Talk to us here, my man. Man of few words, man of many plays. Talk to me, man. Detroit at home. Is this a hell no play? What are we doing here, brother?
Yeah, Detroit is hell no for me. Until they get Luke Kennard back, I need Luke Kennard and Morris in the lineup. And then that's when Detroit, I'll be able to look their way. And it will only be at the house. But, I mean, Sacramento, they have a few people out. But I'll trust their players versus the backups playing or for Detroit. So it's just a pure fade of Detroit and back in the Kings.
Love that. Back in the Kings. And Tony Finn, where are you going? Where are you backing? Who you love here?
I like the Kings as well. Everything.
Crap.
Everything fits here for this 5-game slide to end. The Kings need to win. Detroit, they could care less. The Kings need to win.
Well done. Well done. Rob Vino, come on, brother. Talk to me here. Are you going to make this a clean sweep, 5 for 5 here? What are we doing?
I'll just go a slightly different route, Joe, and I'll take over in this game. I think that with Drummond, without Drummond, it pretty much doesn't make the game total any different to me. The fact that Bagley is out of this one may take a little bit of defense away from Sacramento, but Chuck pointed out the addition of Bazemore and Luke Walton, head coach,
needs a win.
A couple of days ago saying that he's ready to unleash an even higher tempo with this team. So Detroit's been mostly a lot of scoring and without a lot of defense. If you just look back to the way Sacramento's played defense, you can see where Detroit would score points tonight. Sacramento's allowed 50% or better in their last 3 games. I think this becomes a bit of a shootout, guys. I don't see much defense on either end, so a number that hasn't really moved much, I'll take over 223 and a half.
There you go. Rob, crank up your volume for us, will you, on your end when you get a chance. Also, guys, let's go to game number 2 here on the card. Doc, I'm going to go to you because you seem to love this team. Every chance you get, you just throw them a lot of love. You're rubbing, you're sneaking. I don't know what the hell you're doing with them here, but the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road taking on the Orlando Magic. Originally opened up as a pick'em, but it looks like the Orlando Magic is grabbing themselves a little push here. 1.5 is what I'm seeing now. Total creeping up too. 209 to 210 in some places. Talk to me about your OKC Thunder traveling to take on this Orlando team in Orlando.
So we talk a lot on this show that the Magic are, home or pass. And they are at home, and as a short favorite, you may like them if you want to back them. They had a decent road trip, but it's the first game back, and I don't know. The Thunder guards are pretty easy to back when you think that Paul Schroeder and SGA could all go for 60-plus combined on a regular basis, and Adam's healthy and no Augustine, and it just seems like a value play to get Thunder getting points in a game that I probably would have them favored.
Very good. All right, Ski, talk to us here, brother. Where you going in this game?
I definitely I need to know the news of Steven Adams. I need to know. Yeah, okay, I need to know Noel. You have Noel for me, Finn?
Questionable.
Well, okay. Even without knowing that, just without Steven Adams being in, that decreases OKC's defense. They're going to play a faster pace, and Orlando's defense hasn't been top tier lately. They're kind of middle of the pack, so I would trust more points in this low total rather than an under. I like the over. And as far as a side, without Steven Adams, I would like OKC if he was in, but without him, I would have to look towards the Magic.
All right, he's looking towards the Magic there. Don't forget Ski $69, guys, at WagerTalk.com. You get every one of his damn plays for a week. How do you like that? Every one of them for $69, usually $119. So appreciate that. And what are you playing for me, Doc? Does that mean you got to go? Is that your swan song?
I'm going to give over to Rob, but check us out, and then I can't wait to watch Ski in a little bit. But I love the Grizzlies. Celtics are playing their 12th time this month already.
What do you want? Give me your best plays now. We got Sacramento, Grizzlies, and
Grizzlies +7, and there's a lot of reasons, but
we'll take your word for it. All right,
you're
good.
going to
All right.
things later, so good luck, guys.
You are out of here, my friend. We appreciate it. Let's go over to Tony Finn. Don't forget sportsmemo.com. Grab yourself some Dr. Chuck today. $3.99 the entire season. Talk to me, Tony Finn. Where you going in this game?
No Adams. Vuk has a big game tonight. You have to like Orlando at home tonight. You have to, not to give anything. Yeah, Orlando.
You're going to go Orlando in this spot. And
Orlando.
Voila, look at that. Enters Rob Vino up in the upper right-hand corner. It's Magic. Rob, talk to me here, my friend. Tonight, This game is interesting. I mean, listen, I heard the Steven Adams breakdown last time, and they ended up smoking Houston, if I'm not mistaken there. So talk to me here. Steven Adams, no Steven Adams. Where are you going in this game? Do you trust OKC on the road?
It's interesting, Joe, because if you look at the first meeting between these two, you have solid contributions from Jonathan Isaac and DJ Augustine, two guys that aren't going to be there for Orlando this time. Those two guys, first time around in Oklahoma City's 8-point win at home, those two guys shoot 9 of 10 from the field, 90%. They combine for 26 points. Isaac puts up a double-double. So, to me, there's probably more missing from the first matchup out of the Orlando lineup than there would be from the OKC lineup if, in fact, Steven Adams doesn't go. Just love the way the guards are playing for Oklahoma City. If I had to play, it would be Thunder without question in this contest. In a game where basically all you have to do is win, I would look towards Oklahoma City.
All right, looking towards OKC, and it's going to be a hell of a card here, guys, tonight as we go down the schedule. Let's move it on down. We're just going to say, I don't know, is it too much value because the line's moving away here, guys? Miami Heat at home taking on the Wizards here tonight, and let me just double check. I believe Jimmy Butler is back here tonight, probable for Dragic. Butler is also probable, which means they're going to go. It doesn't look like anything crazy there. The usual are still out for the Wizards, but it looks like Bradley Beal is going to be playing. So it opened up at 10 here, Tony Finn. I'll start with you, but this game is, I'm seeing 9.5. I'm seeing the total creep up, though, 227.5. I'm looking at 229. There's even a 230 available. So who do you like in this game? You agree with the total movement as well?
I think the number's a little high even though Miami's been an over machine. I think that number's a little bit high at least in my charts for Miami, just a tad bit, 3 or 4 points, I think. But if Beal's playing, guys, and he's a kid that, and I call him a kid. He's a kid that has been injured before. He seems to be one of the rare ones that can jump into a lineup after being out for a week and take up right where he left off. I like the points here if Beal's playing. A lot of question marks other than that. It's nothing I'm going to put the mortgage on, but I'll take Washington and the points.
Likes Washington and the points. That's going into a hornet's nest there, Ski. Talk to me. I can tell you AAA Arena going to be hopping here tonight, and why not? Miami's lost one game there here. Sporting about to go for 21 at home. Do you like them in this spot? Very profitable, Miami, in this spot.
Yeah, they've only lost one game, but the problem is they have to win by double digits. And I'm not sure I really trust that. Their defense hasn't really been good. Last 5 games, defensive rated 25th. And just thinking about, that's why they're trying to play the zone. They're trying to fix their defense. And Washington, like Tony said, if Bill's playing and they have some other guys that have been coming back, they can shoot. So I think they can put up some points. I maybe agree that the total may be a little bit too high, but the only way I want to look in this game is over. And as a side, I think it's too many points. I would go with Washington.
All right, going Washington. Rob, what do you think, man? The over continues to get pushed up here. Jimmy Butler back after a little some sort of load something. But he's back. They're ready to go, Miami, at full strength. What do you think?
Yeah, it's crazy because they've had 2 meetings this season so far, Joe. And in the game, Miami's got an 18-point blowout. To their credit in this 2-game series so far. And in that particular game, Washington was as unhealthy as they've been all season long. All the guys that were out for a while were out for that game. However, they won by 9 in this building with Bradley Beal on the floor, with Bertans on the floor, with Rui Hachimura at starting small forward on the floor. So, Miami at that point in time didn't have Dragic or Winslow, and they won't have Winslow again. So to win by 9 then, and to look at these lineups and say they can't win by 10 now, to me, that's debatable. The over, as you mentioned, it's been a 65% to the over trend for Miami this year. 13 out of 20 home games have gone over the number. They've been even better than that against the spread. I really couldn't bet against the Heat here, to tell you the truth. If Butler's back, I would take that side. Washington's always explosive, and they found a couple new weapons along the way through injury. But I still think that Miami's probably the way to look.
All right, Miami it is. I'm kind of with you on that standpoint. I think that's the way to look. How about tonight,
Of
guys?
course you are.
Of course. Well, what a shock.
So how
right?
Miami did last night.
See, I'm all for things that if they ain't broke, they don't fix them here. Like, I don't know, the Clippers first halves and the Miami Heat at home. I'm just saying, prove me wrong, and then I'll switch. But in that time, I'm not messing around with the flow of money there. Talk to me here, guys. Let's get to a little purple here, a little purpleness here tonight as the New York Knicks, the Garden's going to be rocking tonight as LeBron and company enter in to take on the New York Knicks. This spread, of course, continuing to tick up here a little bit. The Lakers coming off a embarrassment. Ass whooping is not even strong enough to explain what happened to AD and LeBron there as they both sat in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes left. It was that bad. But 10 it opened up with, guys. 11.5. I'm seeing some 12s. I'm seeing the total come down. I'm seeing the price go up, total come down. 225 it started. I'm seeing 222.5, 223. So let's go to Mr. Laker himself here. Let's bring in Mr. Ski, who, quite honestly, guys, 7 days, $69. You can get him right now over at WagerTalk. Ski, where are you going in this game, man? Oh, what a shock. I can't even believe I asked that. So how many are the Lakers going to win by? Let me start over.
Well, first of all, if you guys can update me with the status of Morris over there. Is he playing? You guys know? If not, either way.
Yep.
I like the Lakers early.
It's questionable.
If you're going to take the Lakers, I think you definitely would want them to come out early after that pathetic performance last game. Lakers' first quarters have been a good angle this year. I would expect it to continue. This New York team, they don't have a lot of good guards, and I think Lakers can contain like Julius Randle. He's not a good shooter. I think they can contain him, and depending on the status of Morris, I don't really see where New York's points are going to come from. So I would look for Lakers early. They could maybe have a backdoor cover on the game, but I like Lakers early.
It's interesting too here, Tony Finn.
Yeah.
If I'm the Lakers, right? Why am I? You got to stretch. You got Brooklyn now, and you got Philadelphia coming up. Am I even playing AD a lot, if at all, in this game here? I mean, just being realistic here. Why am I going to if he's still a little nimble here? Am I even really playing him a whole lot here? Can't they win this game? Quite honestly, without putting the screws to LeBron and company?
Well, he's playing because he said he wanted to play. That's the reason he's playing. And Vogel, listen, they're going to accommodate. If the trainer says he's healthy to play, he can do it, then they're going to play him. But he's not going to play very much. And regardless of the score, behind, ahead, they're not going to do anything in this game. They're not going to be in a position, I don't believe, to do anything that is crazy, which means play LeBron 40 minutes or Anthony 30 minutes for that matter. This game will play out. It's a game that trust me, you can get backdoored on. The Lakers have shown us that if they're going to sit somebody and they've got 2 more games ahead of them that are pretty important. Not that Brooklyn's important, but I wouldn't lay the 12. I would take the 12 before I lay the 12.
Interesting. All right, talk to me here, Rob. The total coming down here in this one. I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea, but the number keeps creeping up. You got to take into consideration that this might be a little bit overvalued in the market right now. Lakers getting a lot more love as it creeps up to 12 points than maybe it's worth.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to take the Lakers side, Joe, just listening to what everybody said here, first off, LeBron lives for games in these iconic arenas, such as Madison Square Garden. So there's no doubt about his motivation, especially after he just got called out for going to his son's game prior to, and I know the man underneath you was right there, front and center with that criticism. He's a guy who hears everything, reads everything, and will be ready to play. To the question of perhaps these guys don't get minutes. And also it goes right with the talk of the game being pushed toward the under. L.A. gets swept by the Knicks twice in 2 games last season. They come back in the form late December. They win by 30, and the game only hits 204 points in that 30-point route. And I guess, again, a third angle here plays towards Ski saying take the Lakers early. They're ahead 62-45 in that game. Nobody played any minutes as far as starters are concerned. LeBron led the way with 31. Everybody else played in the 20s. So they rested guys. They still won by 30. The Knicks had R.J. Barrett at that time. Ski said they got bad guards. They've got worse guards now because they don't have R.J. Barrett. So to me, there's so many arrows that point towards the Lakers and about none that point to the Knicks, except for maybe you get lucky in the fourth quarter. I just don't see it happening here. I think the Lakers, revenge isn't something you talk about a lot in NBA basketball, but I do think they feel the 2 losses from last year. They showed that with a 30-point win the first time. I could see them doing the same again here in this contest.
Wow.
Hey, Joe.
Wow. Go ahead, my man.
One stat that, I kind of had to look twice and think if it was real, but last 8 games at home for the New York Knicks versus the Lakers, they're 7-1 straight up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at the money line here at plus 520, but no, you guys are all going to laugh at me, which is why I didn't say it. But what is that number again? Ski, throw that out there for me one more time. What was that?
7-1 straight up the last 8 at the house versus the Lakers.
The Lakers been pretty bad for the last 4 years too. So
yeah. Not they shouldn't have happened last year though. But
it should have. Lonzo was leading. The
I just want to say
there.
that if in fact you are daring enough to take the 12 points, you'd be absolutely crazy not to sprinkle a little something on the money line. Just saying it out there. Could very well be part of the old shits and giggles parlay coming up here. But we move on here, guys. I don't want to get laughed at too much. So why don't we go ahead and move on to another game? The scene of the crime here, guys. Philadelphia 76ers on their way to Toronto. The Sixers, I believe Horford is going tonight back in the lineup there. Still no crybaby Embiid. Probably doesn't want to come back here. Probably, oh, God, I can't. And the memories. Looks like Toronto opened up as a 5.5 favorite at home, which is to be expected. But they're getting a lot of love here, guys. 7 points now across the board. 216.5 is the number. Horford is big, getting him back. But let us not forget, Toronto is finally getting into a groove, having everyone back. So, Rob, I'll start with you. Talk to me here, man. The Toronto Raptors taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Who you like?
Yeah, I'm all about Toronto in this matchup, Joe. I think that, what Philly has done in the absence of Embiid has been kind of schizophrenic. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. And 2 of the really good have come against the Brooklyn Nets, a team that, as we saw in last year's playoffs, just doesn't match up with Philadelphia. I mean, you're talking about size in Philadelphia, even without Embiid, size all over the place against a team that we've seen this show enough where the Nets have to have their guards 6'6" and under make a ton of shots, or they're not going to beat Philadelphia. When Philadelphia commits to defense, things like Ben Simmons going for 34, 12, and 12 the other day. That's great to dominate little guys. Toronto's not little guys. And Toronto will be ready for this contest, no doubt in my mind. They're as healthy as they've been all season long. I kind of, in a lot of instances, Joe, the teams that play in the afternoon, the early stuff on Martin Luther King Day, some of that I kind of take with a grain of salt because NBA players aren't geared to play at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday afternoon. So some of those results can get out of whack. Toronto had a little bit of a rough time with Atlanta plus Jeff Teague the other day. But prior to that, they were destroying people. It's an Eastern Conference matchup between what a lot of people think are 2 of the best 3 teams in there. Toronto will be ready for. I can really see the line movement here towards the Toronto side. I don't think Philly has enough shooters to keep up. So first 2 matchups kind of agree with that as well. Do you know Joel Embiid? I wish Chuck was still here. I really do. Because Joel Embiid played 31 minutes in the first matchup and didn't score a point, went 0 for 11 from the field.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But I like Toronto a lot minus the 7.
Yeah, he's going to cry from the bench anyway. So go ahead, talk to me here, Tony Finn. Do you like Toronto? Are you comfortable? The number keeps going up. Are you hopping on him? What are you going to do here?
Let me ask you a question real quick. Just answer me quickly, too, because I know we're in a hurry. How many points does Norman Powell score tonight?
I say 15.
I was going to say 16.
More than 20.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm waiting to hear that. I want to hear more than 20 from one person. And how about Harris?
How about Tobias Harris, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
How about him? How many points?
I said Tobias has 18.
Under.
I think he's got 18 in
maybe. Yeah, maybe a little less even. That's good defense against him tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Under
here's the deal.
Tobias, yeah.
Unless Powell, I'm not. Let's put it this way: if Powell scores 20, I'm going to back Toronto. If Harris scores 20, 25, I'm going to back the Sixers. So tell me which one's going to happen, and then I'll play that team. I'm off of this game. I like what everybody said, but I like the form the Sixers are in right now. I know they're leaving the house, but I like the form. I like the way they're playing.
You like the way they're playing there. All right, so you might be looking a little Sixer love there, at least on the board here. We'd have a little Toronto love. Talk to me here, Ski. Where you going with this?
It's interesting. Last 5 game stats, defense has been a little bit better for Philly, and they've been a little bit better rebounding team. But to kind of touch on what Tony said, and I kind of agree more with Rob, I lean more towards taking Toronto, and the reason being they've had time to get everybody back. And Tony, Norman Powell, last 5 games,
I know,
27
points. I know,
20 or more every game.
And that's why you said I'm waiting for somebody else to say 20 plus. See, and you said it. So if Powell is again, if he's playing that well with this team that's playing this well, Philly's in a little bit of trouble. If they can keep him under 20 and they get some points from guys who don't typically score points, then you really Philly's playing. I like what they're doing right now, guys. I just do.
All right.
And on the total, I mean both teams like play each other tough. They both hate each other, and I think Siakam can kind of slow down Ben Simmons. So I would probably lean more towards under.
All right, going with the under there. A little Philly love, little under love, a little Toronto love, a little bit of everything in that matchup there. So let's move on to another interesting game here. The Clippers have announced that half the team is not playing. Apparently, Beverly's out, Kawhi's out, George is already out, and yet, amazingly enough, guys, this total continues to rise, which I'm laughing at. Opened up at 231.5. It was up to 234 before the announcements. Now it continues to rise, and the total right around that. Clippers 3.5 opened up at 5. Atlanta, we know Atlanta not going to play a ton of defense, but at the same time, that big 3 for the Clippers. I don't know, Tony Finn, talk to me here, man. Does it make any sense here to back the Hawks in any way, shape, or form?
Well, it does. It makes a lot of sense. It always makes a lot of sense to you can make sense of it. Let's put it this way. But here's my question to you guys.
20 points. No, we've already moved on. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No problem. Here's the deal. The prop that you played yesterday. Play that prop tonight.
Lou Williams.
You think Lou's going to be the man tonight, huh?
Yeah, Lou wants to be the man every night, and now the 2 stars are gone. Lou's the man.
So does that mean you like it? I'm confused. I like Lou too, but where
I
are you going?
I need the prop number. Is it
I'm
31 again?
Right now. Yeah,
because it's going to be more than that.
All right, you think that's going to be a big night? And if it is a big night for him, you think they cruise here?
No, I don't think they cruise there. I just think when Lou has the stage, it's Lou's ball, and he's not giving it up.
Yep. Total just seems a little high for me, man. I don't know. Talk to me here, Rob. Total just seems like it's. I mean, I get it, no defense, but that's you're talking about a significant portion of the scoring going to be on the bench there.
Yeah, and real quick, just to go to what Tony was saying, first matchup, LA, the Clippers drop 150 on the Hawks.
Yep.
Lou Williams in that game had 25 points in 22 minutes. A lot of bench play, obviously, because it was a 150 to 111 route. Lou Williams went to the free throw line 15 times, made all 15 free throws, so 25 there. So with Lou Williams seeing, I mean, you know, how much guys off the bench, in Lou Williams' case, he plays every night, and he plays extended minutes, but this bench played some extended minutes last night, and now they have to become starters. Lou Williams was over 30 minutes last night. I'm looking at Montrezl Harrell, 27-50.
Yep.
They're all going to be starters tonight. To your point, Joe, not only no defense on the Atlanta side, when you take Kawhi, Paul George, and Patrick Beverly, 3, you could argue, first-team NBA all-defenders, out of the lineup. Atlanta could go well. Jeff Teague in the backcourt with the second team. Now, I'd expect Atlanta really to pick up tempo. Remember, their tempo rating had been down first half of the year. They weren't as quick as they were last year. I think they're going to be a lot faster here. When you catch LA in back-to-backs off of the game that they had to play last night against Dallas, which they were extended right to the finish, I liked Atlanta in this game if Kawhi was going to play. And if Beverly was going to play, I'd have been getting more points, and I was ready to pull the trigger on Atlanta. Still like Atlanta, plus the 3.5 because of the absences, but I could see Atlanta, and maybe the total's creeped up a little too high, but I can still understand why people are betting it that way.
And Atlanta plays faster on the road, significantly faster.
Yeah, not at home. Exactly. It's a good point as well there. So talk to us, Ski. Where you leaning in this game? Besides, listen, I'm still going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm still taking the Clippers in the first half. I don't care. So talk to me.
I agree. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I would agree with the Clippers early. But if you like the Hawks, I would agree to take them on the full game.
Yes.
And as far as the total, that's a lot. I mean, you talk about the three guys missing, but that's a lot of defense. Pat Bev is all supposed to be defense, not really offense.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi is a lot of defense. And Paul George is more defense too. But I think there's still a lot of offense to be had. Lou Will, all he's going to do is score and draw fouls. I like you guys' look on Lou Will's points. I know Atlanta, I think they can get this total. If Trae Young is playing, Clippers over 5-3 on the second of a back-to-back, over for the last 5 for Atlanta. Over the last 5 times these teams met, I'll go over. And I told you about the sides.
Okay. It's interesting, too. I had there was one time a very old, crotchety, half-blind handicapper once told me that, a lot of things, not a lot of things have to go wrong for you to all of a sudden not be able to hit that mid-230s, upper 230s, that total. And
I did say that.
It's very true, Joe.
I'm weary of them. Anybody goes in a cold streak and they score 22 and 20 points in a quarter. That's going to be tough to recuperate from. So, but I agree with you. I'm going in the first half there. I'm taking it, and I am running with the Clippers in the first half. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But talk to us here, guys. One more game that we'll cover, then we'll do some best bets quick. Give me the Boston Celtics at home taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Boston opens up a 7.5-point favorite. I'm seeing 7 now. 232, guys. Right around that 232 number as a total. So, Tony, I'll start with you. Celtics at home coming off of that beatdown of the Lakers. You like them laying 7?
I said this the other day when Boston was playing. I said that they're really been inconsistent at home, on the road, and until they become more consistent, I'm going to shy away from them. I think the number's right. Memphis playing well. If Memphis plays a little better than Boston does, they're going to cover. If Boston does what they're supposed to do, and that's keep Marcus Smart off the free throw line, they'll probably cover. It's a mixed bag for me. I'm just away. I'm off.
You mean you're taking off the rest of the day, or what do you mean?
Well, if you insist.
Oh, okay, good. No, I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Talk to me here, Rob Vino, Celtics. The public's going to back him because they just saw him whip up on LeBron and company here, but this is kind of a different animal coming to town.
Yeah, and I'm going to defer a majority of my time to Ski because he requested to go last here, so he's got a lot to say on this game. But I will say this. I had been on a crusade, Memphis over, Memphis over, Memphis over. Last 4 games, Memphis has gone under. The bookmakers have done a tremendous job catching up to their totals. And, 242 the other day with New Orleans. They scored 242. The game can only push. You can't win with these numbers betting Memphis at this point in time anymore. Like I said, the bookmaker's done a good job. I would almost look under because you're going to be without Jaylen Brown here tonight. Don't know which way to go with the game. I would love to play Memphis here. I think +7's probably a decent side, but not enough to get me to the counter. So I just wanted to make the point on the Memphis unders. I think that train has come and gone. Memphis overs.
Like that. All right, so talk to us. Ski, floor is yours, brother. You love this game tonight. Talk to us. Why do you love it?
Well, as far as the total, I agree with Rob. And it's under is 10-8 on the road for Memphis anyway, so I would stay away from trying to maybe look towards an over. And as far as the side, Memphis has been hot. I think a lot of people also look towards Memphis, but looking at who they played, they haven't really played too much competition. They played 2 teams over 500, one of them being the Rockets, and we know how the Rockets have been lately. So that doesn't tell me too much, or I don't take too much from that. And on the Celtics side, I think they're a much better team. They're one of those teams that's greater than 55% win team. They're a team that's got right last game versus the Lakers. The coach said that it's about as healthy as they've been for majority of the year. He wants to try to keep what they have going. I know they're missing Jaylen Brown tonight. They're 16-5-1 against the spread without Jaylen Brown. I don't think he's the engine that runs their team. If they were missing Kemba, I'll be more worried. But Kemba said that they got more they kind of remembered how good they were and how good they were playing earlier in the year with that last game. And I think they keep it going here, another game at the house. I do have one angle for you guys. Tony's favorite. when the Celtics won their last home game by more than 12 points and they're home favorite, last 12-0 against the spread. Give me Celtics.
There you go. Boom. Going to Celtics. Love this. All right, taking the Celtics here, guys. Time for best bets here. We'll go around the horn. Remind everyone, Rob Vino, of course, sportsmemo.com, Dr. Chuck, sportsmemo.com. You've got Tony Finn and Ski right now, $69 using that code SKI69 for the next week at every one of his plays, just for $69 at WagerTalk.com. And Tony Finn's there too as well, manning the ship. So we'll start in the with the man to my right here, Rob Vino. There's every game on the board here tonight, guys. Again, reminder: everybody's plays here in the group already posted there up at the site. So make sure you get there. If we didn't cover a particular game, doesn't mean there isn't a play up on it. So talk to me here, Rob. What do you got going on tonight? Best bet.
Well, I'll say this. We already talked about Toronto, so I like Toronto. I'll give you that as a best bet, and I'll give you one total here, going way down the card. We didn't get that far, but I like Minnesota, Chicago over the 220 here. Different reports on this Karl Anthony Towns situation, Joe. I mean, last night I read how the locker room might be disgruntled because they're not playing well. Today I read Karl Anthony Towns saying all the right things. He wants to be wants to be the main fixture, wants to lead this team. They're building a core. They need to play 7 days hard, not just 6. But I know one thing. They don't play a lot of defense, and Cat doesn't play a lot of defense as well. He's going to be involved in a game tonight where Chicago's without their 2 starting centers, so his matchup is Luke Cornett of Vanderbilt fame. And if he doesn't dominate Luke Cornett, and he's not going to dominate anybody. I see a lot of points out of him and his teammates. Both of these teams shot miserably in their last game. I always like to play bounce back when that happens. I think both of these teams probably shoot better. Chicago talked about their failures in shooting the basketball the other day against Milwaukee. And the defenses, for what it's worth, Chicago's given up 111 or more in 7 of their last 10. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have given up 50% field goal shooting or better in 6 of their last 7. So give me over 220. I think there's a lot of value in that price, guys. Over 220 in the Minnesota game and minus the 7 with Toronto.
All right, there you go. Love that. Tony Finn, talk to us. Best bets.
I want to play let's call it a mescal and mushroom parlay.
A mushroom parlay. I love that. A little mescaline / mushroom burger. I love it.
I'm in. Okay, a 2-teamer. Let's keep it 2 teamers because 2 teamers are too much.
Talk to me.
2 teamers are too many anyway. Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
And the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, he's back in the Bulls, man. He don't buy the not buying the whole puppy dogs and rainbows with Minnesota either, huh? Back in the Bulls here, getting laying a couple of points.
Hell no.
Interesting. I knew that was coming, brother. So go ahead, talk to me here, Ski. We've got the mescaline parlay of Sacramento and Chicago, 2 teams that are like watching paint dry. Talk to me here, man. Where are you going?
Talking about that game, I would have to agree with Rob. Karl Anthony Towns, that's what stands out to me. If he doesn't dominate tonight, when is he going to dominate?
So I would look dominate the other night. He should dominate every night. He doesn't do it.
I would look for his point total over, and it'll be Minnesota or pass for me. I'm not looking to back Chicago until they get Wendell Carter Jr. back. So Tony, you can give me another sawbuck if you like. And
double.
Am I supposed to
double the bitch up?
Okay, doubling it up. He's doing it. Love it. Let's go. Side bet, people. We got a side bet here.
You want me to give you?
Are we doing best bets?
Yeah, best bets. Yeah, good. Well, we just made fun of Tony's Chicago play, so yes, we had a side bet on that one. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take my best bet. I'm gonna take Utah minus the 8 points. They've been rolling. I said Utah's a bet on team. They've covered 13 of their last 15 games. They're 12-8-1 versus lesser competition. That's what Golden State is. I think they continue to roll here. I'll take Utah minus the 8.
All right, laying the 8 there. So, guys, plenty of stuff going on here. I do have, and this is, we are going to do this in honor of Ski here because he's, once again, guys, $69. You get 7 days. All you got to do is go to WagerTalk.com and put in Ski69. So, this is officially the Hell no. Parlay of the night here, guys. We're taking the Denver Nuggets for some reason getting 9 points. I do not know why the markets continue to favor Houston like they got something going on there. They got something going on. I just, they make a cream for it. Give me the damn Denver Nuggets, and you know what? Give me the Indiana Pacers on the road. The hell no Phoenix Suns. The hell no Rockets can kiss our ass. I'm back in Denver, and I am backing the Indiana Pacers here. What do you think, Ski?
I love it. I'll probably join you in on that.
The hell no. The hell no parlay of the day. What do you think there, Finn? Are you still on Chicago for some reason?
Oh, I'm on Chicago.
Yeah, I know. You're on Chicago.
I'm on Chicago.
Rob, appreciate it. Sportsmemo.com as always. The two guys below me. Don't forget WagerTalk.com. Make sure you like these videos, guys. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll have more, and we'll recap, and we'll do all of that. But make sure you get the WagerTalk and Sports Memo. The actual client plays are up and ready to rock and roll. So, gentlemen, appreciate the time. And as always, good luck with the plays. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Later, guys.
Always a pleasure, Joe.
Hell
Good luck, men.
Hell no. Don't talk to him.